Mater misericordiae, vitalus Celo, espes nostra salve, patricolamus. I have three sisters and a brother, so by all standards today, a large family. And I grew up on a farm where we were dependent on each other for all the work we did, so I had a community when I was growing up. I came to Saint Vincent for college and again found that community here that helped encourage that. When I went to graduate school, I found another community, and so I had a group of graduate students working under our professor, and we worked together and we supported each other. And so even when I got my first job, I worked for the USDA. It was a fairly new lab, a group of young, active scientists, where it was truly a community. Sure, we worked together. We also like to hang out together. And so it was this continuing of community that really was appealing to me. So as I began to discern, I of course looked at diocesan life. I hear we need all these priests, so I needed to look into that. I considered the Dominicans, I looked at the Franciscans, I looked at other education-based orders because of my degrees and my background. And I kept coming back to Saint Vincent to reflect on those experiences, and I began to realize that it was the community that really called me back here. About 2005, the parish I was in, Father Brian Owens was the pastor in West Virginia, and he got up and he gave a homily one Sunday. I think I went Saturday night, but you got the point. One Sunday about the 7 men in the parish who have a vocation, and we need to pray for them. And I thought that's great to know that there are these men in the parish that he feels have some call. And so I seen him a couple of days later, and he said, "You're one of the 7 men." And I said, "Well, you'll have to explain that to me, because I don't necessarily feel that." But that was the start of my journey, and so I took him seriously. I said, this is somebody I honor, I trust. I really respected Father Brian a lot. Father Brian eventually entered a Benedictine community. He's now abbot at New Subiaco in Arkansas, so he's seen something in me that he felt in himself, I think. I kept coming back to St. Vincent and reflecting on that, and eventually that sort of hit me, that if you keep going back there to sort of discern where you belong, maybe that's where you belong. And so then in 2008 I decided. So that was a 13-year journey from the time I graduated from college until I entered the novitiate in July of 2008. Being the appointed first junior master for this community and then eventually being named novice master has been a renewal of my vocation. And to see what important part St. Vincent plays in the continued history. And so encouraging the young men here to be able to dig into that a little bit and take seriously what they're doing has certainly brought my vocation much deeper than it was before that. I think each stage of formation you see unique challenges that will come up, and I think we all experience this to some extent or another. During the novitiate, there was a certain sense of loneliness, of missing the communities that I was a part of, missing my family. I still think back for the first Christmas in the novitiate was pretty difficult because for the first 35 years of my life, I had my family all around me. And so recognizing that this is my new family was an important part of that. So missing out on just some of the common experiences that I've had in my life, it created a bit of loneliness in me. But I think as we transition into the juniorate and move into that loneliness kind of goes away because you're opening up to the deeper community and start to see you're not losing a family, your family just got a whole lot bigger. My favorite part about being a monk, I probably have said this about 40 times already, so I'll just add to it again and say community. I think being part of the community has helped me, first of all, to create a support structure. The nice thing about the way we live Benedictine life here is there's also enough time for me to go back to my room and open up the Bible and pray Lectio, or to open up a book and read for a little bit. That balance between being part of the community, being present for the community, but also being able to have that time where I can sit and feel comfortable about the solitude, to make sure that we have that balance, I think has been an important part. I would say somebody who's considering a vocation to monastic life is, where is your focus? Where is your heart? And if your heart is distracted amongst 17 different things, you need to pair those off before you can really start focusing on God. If you're considering monastic life, before you really can enter here, you need to be able to pair off, is the word I would use, pair off some of your distractions to allow you to be able to be more focused on why you're here and what brought you to this call.